Now let's see what the truth has to do with it. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things What's Love Got to Do With It got factually right and wrong. For this list, we're looking at the 1993 Tina Turner biopic What's Love Got to Do With It and separating fact from fiction. Number 10. Ike snuck Tina out of the hospital to get married. Wrong.
Hold on, Anime. Hold on. Look here. Look here. Come on, Lillian. I can't wait no longer.
Though one of the more joyous scenes in an otherwise somber feature, the hospital sequence is rife with factual inaccuracies. For starters, we're sure that Tina learning of her stage name over the radio was more cinematic than her reading it on a vinyl copy of one of her songs like she did in real life.
Don't forget you heard that first on WTEX, Ike and Tina Turner with Fool in Love.
Perhaps more egregious, though, is the scene wherein Ike and his friends abscond with a postnatal Tina down to Tijuana, Mexico to get hitched. While they got the locale right, Ike wasn't actually present during their son's birth to lobby for such a quick turnaround, nor did the two make things official for another 2 years in 1962. And don't even get us started on what else happened to Tijuana, though you can probably imagine. Number 9. Tina turned to Buddhism. Right.
Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Oh, yeah.
Raised as a Baptist, as shown early on in the film, it was Tina's introduction to another religion in Buddhism that contributed to her turning her life around. Specifically, it's the chant integral to Nichiren Buddhism, MsMojo Rengi Kyo, that ingrained in her a deeper autonomy. In English, it translates to devotion to the mystic law of the Lotus Sutra, and often Tina would repeat these words for as long as 4 hours a day when times were particularly tough.
Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, Nam-myoho Renge.
There are some minute details the film gets wrong around this, like how the suicide attempt that preceded it occurred in 1968 and not 1974, but we're willing to forgive such trivialities in lieu of it getting such an important theme right.
Nam-myoho Renge Kyo.
Hey, Fross. Turn the music up.
Number 8. Ike threatened Tina with a gun. Wrong. Prior to Tina in the climactic scene singing the titular song, more on that later, Ike approaches her backstage and threatens her with a gun. While Tina's rebuffing of him even then exemplifies her now staunch disposition, that's not exactly how it happened in real life.
Look, I've been doing a lot of thinking, and
2 minutes.
all right now. Goddammit, I miss you, Ann. I'm tired of this. This done gone on long enough, and I want you to come home now.
While Ike was miffed by her departure and willing to go to extreme measures to rectify it, he never explicitly threatened Tina in person.
That's supposed to scare me.
Rather, Tina reported Ike would send his goons to menace her, going so far as to shoot up the house that she, her sons, and her longtime friend were staying at. She was so scared, she resorted to sleeping in a closet. Yeah.
Let me tell you what I'm gonna do. I got a room full of people who come to see me. You hear me, Ike? Come to see me. So what do you want to do? I don't know. Shoot me? Pistol with me?
Number 7. Tina's parents abandoned her. Right. It's sad to say, but it would seem that the Bullock women do not have the best taste in men. Following the heartwarming scene of a young Tina, then Anime Bullock, singing in church, we watch as her mother drives away from their Nutbush, Tennessee home, never to return.
Don't you worry about a thing.
You're gonna stay with Grandma.
Yeah.
When is she coming back to get me?
She ain't, honey. She just ain't.
Though not depicted in the film, Zelma Bullock was similarly abused by her husband Floyd, and her fleeing was strictly a result of that. It wouldn't be long before Floyd fled too, as 2 years later he remarried and moved to Detroit, leaving Tina and her sisters in the care of their maternal grandmother. She passed away when Tina was 16, prompting the talented youth to reunite with her mother in St. Louis.
Oh my God, is this her? Anime? Hi, sweetie, how you doing? Hi, Ma. Look at here, you ain't nothing but skin and bones. Come here.
Number 6. The characters Jackie and Fross were real. Wrong. Let's go back to the Buddhism part for a minute.
Just follow me, Anna. Say these words with me.
In it, she's comforted by her friend Jackie, who ultimately introduces her to the practice. Only the real person to do this was a friend of Ike's named Valerie Bishop, as Jackie is merely an amalgamation of the various singers making up the Ikeettes.
Oh, so you done lost your motherfucking mind.
Leave her alone, Ike.
Sonny, come on.
And speaking of fictionalized characters, you have Shy McBride's Fross depicted as being Ike Turner's right-hand man. While Ike's entourage consisted of many men, none went by the name of Fross. Obviously, the film took certain liberties, like fictionalizing some supporting characters, so as not to fudge the truth anymore when it got in the way of the script. Number 5. Tina performed What's Love Got to Do With It at the Ritz. Wrong.
Here she is in her first solo performance at the Ritz. Ladies and gentlemen, Tina Turner.
We're not gonna lie, Tina singing the titular song to close out the movie is the perfect punctuation on her return to self-actualization. However, it's not exactly steeped in candidness. Taking place in 1983, the performance is preceded by the announcer hyping it as Turner's first show at New York City's The Ritz Theater, when in actuality that occurrence took place in 1981. True, she did perform there in 1983 as well, but she didn't sing What's Love Got to Do With It because that particular track wouldn't even be recorded until 1984. Sure, plenty of biopics adjust their dates and we get why, but we're still gonna play the part of buzzkill when they do. Number 4. Tina was pulled out of the audience. Wrong.
All right, now who's gonna help me out?
Tina getting whisked on stage by friends and onlookers at Ike's show felt like it was fate intervening to make her the person she was born to be.
Give the anime. Go, man. Girl, go, man. You've been practicing in the bathroom enough.
Only in real life, it would seem Tina made her own fate in order to get recognized. Upon being roused by the Kings of Rhythm, Tina approached Ike and asked if she could sing with them. Ike didn't say no, but it didn't exactly seem like something would materialize out of the encounter either. So, Tina took fate into her own hands and grabbed the mic during the band's intermission. Upon hearing her sing, Ike included her in the rest of the night's festivities. And the rest, as they say, is history. Number 3. Ike beat Tina. Right.
I said, I mean, not exactly, you know. I mean, but you do have your own style.
If there's one thing about this movie we wish weren't true, it's the amount of physical abuse Turner endured at the hands of her boyfriend turned husband in the nearly 2 decades they were together. The scenes depicting domestic violence are easily the most harrowing in the film, as their tempestuous relationship has come to define their time together in the eyes of the world. While Ike would later downplay the severity of his actions, it's hard to argue with the plethora of substantiated evidence supporting Tina's claims. According to Tina, it got so bad that sometimes after beating her, Ike would order her to the bedroom, which was, quote, like rape. If there's anything Tina's time with Ike proves, though, it's that she is a strong survivor. Number 2. Tina's firstborn was Ike's son. Wrong.
Come on, man, smile for your daddy.
Let's go back to that hospital scene for a minute. In it, we see Tina give birth to her firstborn by Ike, only the movie fails to mention that Tina already had a son before she and Ike had one together. Completely omitted from the film is the presence of Kings of Rhythm saxophonist Raymond Hill, whom Tina dated prior to her relationship with Ike.
You playing the family man.
All right, let me
I
finish
can't
this.
let go. Hey, y'all say hello to your dad.
I'll wait right here. I'm gonna talk to your mama. Don't go nowhere.
Together, they begat Raymond Craig Hill in 1958, who would be renamed Craig Raymond Turner when Ike adopted him in 1962. Though Ike and Tina would raise 4 boys together, they only had one together biologically, Ronald Rennell Turner, born in 1960. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Tina left Ike. Right. This is the part of the film where it turns from a story of victimhood into a story of empowerment. Just as seen on screen, the last straw came in 1976 when Tina and Ike got into a violent altercation in a limousine while in Dallas on tour. Upon arriving at their hotel, Tina left her husband with nothing on her but 36 cents and a mobile credit card. It was only a few weeks later that she would file for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. While she retained a little more from her marriage than the divorce court scene would suggest, she did keep full ownership of her stage name, which she most certainly earned and continues to do justice to this day.
I want you to be very sure about this. It means you're going to walk out of here with absolutely nothing.
Except my name. I'll give up all that other stuff, but only if I get to keep my name. I worked too hard for it, Your Honor.
The name is mine. The name got my daddy's blood on it. Now, she want to go. She can go wherever she want to go, but the name belongs to me.
Mr. Turner.
No. Look here now. Hey, get your hand off me, man. Now, look.
Mr. Turner.
She want to go. She can go. Sir? That's fine. She can go. But the name stays home.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.